Alright, yeah, here we go. April 14th, 2020. Of course, here in the U.S. is having to deal with this stupid pandemic of the coronavirus, so I hope all of y'all doing pretty good as far as that goes. I know me and my family, we're, of course, trying to stay home as much as we can, unless, you know, we need necessities. Trying to find little things here and there for the kids to kind of wrap their hands around so they wouldn't be so bored, but I think my kids are homeschooled, so they're pretty much used to stuff like that. But today it's not going to be a long video. It's kind of going to be a short video. Basically, be working on Rhino today, and the issue, I'm actually not having an issue. Rhino's actually been pretty good, you know, driving awesome. The only thing is, ever since I put this real tall lift kit on the truck, I haven't had 4x4, and the front drive shaft became too short. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna clock the transfer case. I bought a clocking ring for the transfer case. Actually, it came from Canada because that was the only place that I was. I'm getting underneath the truck right now because that was the only place that I was able to find a clocking ring. And no, they don't sponsor this video or nothing, but I got it at northwestfab.com. Sent me little decals here. Of course, the number's gonna come out backwards on the video, but looks like a pretty tough clocking ring. This is the clocking ring right here. It's pre-installed for, you know, just pre-fitment. What I've done so far is I've taken out that is the transfer case. I've taken it out of the truck, and here is the front drive shaft that was too short. So after I install the clocking ring, you know, make the gasket for it and everything, I'll take a couple shots of how the transfer case looks after it's clocked. But there's a little few things that you gotta check out as far as this goes, as far as the clocking ring goes. Alright, so here you have the clocking ring. Let me take it off. Take it off for y'all. So this is a clocking ring right here, and there's a specific way to put this on. There's actually, what you have to do, depending on the vehicle, you have to go on their line, go on the interwebs and find northwestfab.com. You're actually supposed to put the name of your transfer case, and this is a Borg Warner, so you have to put that on because there's different ones that you are gonna have to figure out which one is which, because they do have clocking rings for different size transfer cases and everything. And I did put that this was for F350. And whenever you get the clocking ring, I'll just pre-fitting it for now. Yeah, I don't have a cowl. They have all these holes. They send you these screws, and well, the clocking ring, of course, you're gonna have to figure out which hose line up. I just had it earlier. There you go. So there it is. So see how I only have six bolts for this transfer case. And of course, these are going to be threaded in here. After, don't have a cowl. After I put some blue lock thread on it, I was going to put some red, but that's probably going to be too heavy, because I don't know, who knows, I might have to take this back off again. Alright, and here's my front drive shaft. I have it partially connected in the front. I know that boot is off right there. After I clock the transfer case, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a good shot of it and how low it's actually gonna be. It's actually, I think it's probably gonna be a little bit pretty on the low side because I am gonna have to bypass this cross member right here. It's part that holds the transmission up, and so my front drive shaft is gonna have to run underneath that. But I will be making a cage. Yes, I will be making a cage for this transfer case because, of course, whenever, as a matter of fact, hurricane season is on the way, and I'm just doing all this stuff so that I'll be able to have 4x4 for good. And you know, just this truck will be more suitable and more ready to help people out, you know, to do what the truck was meant to do, what it was built to do. So yeah, that's gonna come later on. The cage is gonna come later on, and eventually I will be working a little bit more on the rear track bars so that it could connect to the cage for the transfer case. And thinking about later on making some front track bars also. Wherever some other people got technical terms for it. I don't know, whatever. But that's where we're at right now. And so I don't have blue Loctite, so guess what? I gotta go to the store to go get some blue Loctite. I'll be back. You know what? I don't think my wife watches these videos, but if she does, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble with the warden. Yep, that's what I call her. That's what I call her, the warden. Cause she doesn't. But went ahead and got the silicone right now, and gonna be making this gasket. Since I don't have, you know, anything to make a gasket with, gotta utilize this gasket maker. Man, I wish I had some of that material where you could just cut it out, make a stencil, cut it out, but too bad. So going back underneath the truck, and we got to make sure before we make this gasket right here that everything is pretty clean. There's no former gasket on it, a gasket maker on it, so that I'll have a real good seal. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up right now. Alright, so here it goes. I already have all the gasket maker on, the lock thread on each one, and now all I have to do is get these screws, and I had to figure out how many degrees I'm gonna go ahead and clock this transfer case, but I'll show it to you in a minute. Alright, here it goes, y'all. Transfer case is already set in, clocked. Don't ask for the degrees because I have no idea. But the front drive shaft, even after I clocked the transfer case, the front drive shaft still was not long enough. So I went ahead and took my front drive shaft to drive shaft specialist, and this guy is so recommended in Houston. It's called Gilbert's Driveshaft, and you know, quick, extremely quick turnaround. I dropped it off one day, and the next day he called me about 11 o'clock in the morning saying it was ready. And well, the front drive shaft, it was extended 2 inches, and I set it on, put everything together, and no vibration. Of course, you have to have the right angle, not only for the drive shaft but also for the yokes, the ends. And it's not really, it's not a easy job, but it's not, you know, short job. And also the cross member, you know, remember me telling y'all about the cross member I meant to take off, well, bypass. Well, the cross member, I cut this little section out, so I don't have any problems of rubbing the drive shaft, that double cardigan, against the cross member. So there you go guys. Oh, by the way, it cost me $133 to extend the front drive shaft 2 inches, but it's a whole new tubing all the way across. But y'all ever in Houston, y'all make sure y'all hit up Gilbert's Driveshaft if y'all need some drive shafts done. He does all aluminum, which eventually my rear drive shaft is still a 2-piece. As some of y'all already know from my previous video of changing out the carrier bearing, and eventually Gilbert will be building me an all aluminum 1-piece drive shaft. Don't ask when that's gonna be. Alright, on to the next project, y'all.